Hello, everyone. We are answering some questions today about accommodations. We received some of these questions during our most recent NCARB Live, and we weren't able to answer them during that event. So we're going to walk through these questions now. Hopefully you will find this helpful. Our first question here today: can candidates who speak English as a second language get additional testing time as an accommodation? So the answer to this is no. NCARB and Prometric are certainly prepared to offer accommodations to candidates in compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act, and English as a second language does not qualify under the ADA.
So our next question is, how do existing accommodations apply to online appointments? And the answer here is, it depends. It really depends on the accommodation that you may have today. So if you're someone who gets additional testing time today, that clearly applies to an online appointment, and you can just take it online and you'll get more testing time. If you're somebody today who has additional break time as an accommodation, that additional break time would apply in an online exam. You would get additional break time as well when you're taking it online. There are some accommodations that cannot be accommodated for an online candidate. And there are some pretty special accommodations that are out there. There are some candidates who require a reader to come in because they have a severe reading disability. So someone meets them at the Prometric Test Center and reads the exam to the candidate. That is the type of accommodation that cannot be accommodated in an online format, because Prometric's not going to send a person to your home or to your office, because it really needs to be in the work environment of Prometric when they have their employee do that type of work. So if you do have an accommodation and you're curious about how it would be applied, that is the perfect thing to reach out to our customer relations team at and confirm. But if it's related to time, or if it's related to breaks, it's going to transfer over to online without any problem. If it's a more specialty accommodation that requires another person to be available while at the test center, then that is likely going to still have to be at the test center.
Okay. Our next question: would you have considerations for people who have specific medical conditions, and how can we reach out to NCARB with proper medical documentation? So the accommodations process is outlined in the ARE 5.0 guidelines. So I encourage you to take a look at that if you are curious about how to apply for that. But the brief overview is that yes, we definitely have specific considerations for people who either have a permanent disability or a temporary condition for which they might need some accommodations in their testing. So if that applies to you, the best place to start, again, is with NCARB's customer relations team. Many jurisdictions who participate in our exam services program would then just direct NCARB to work with the candidate on a one-on-one basis in walking through that accommodations process. There may be some jurisdictions where NCARB will actually direct you to contact your jurisdiction specifically to work through that accommodations process. But again, the best place to start is with NCARB's customer relations team. It's best to be prepared with appropriate medical documentation, and that would come from the medical professional who is relevant to the condition under which you're applying. So the more you as a candidate can get that documentation ready ahead of time, that will certainly help with the process. But again, our customer relations team is available to answer any questions and help you get started.
And our final question on accommodations is the test for people that qualify for a reasonable accommodation formatted the same as the test that is given to everyone else? And the answer is yes, it's the same test. So if someone has accommodations, they're going to get one of the same forms that a candidate who does not have accommodations. Now, from a specific formatting perspective, if the accommodation is the need for a larger screen size, you certainly can have a larger screen size. So, I mean, it's going to look bigger for you, but it's going to be the same format. It's not structured differently in any way for candidates that have accommodations. So thank you for listening to this video on testing accommodations related to the ARE. We hope you found these answers helpful.